How does a dedicated fan become a real-life villain? Today we're diving into this scandal, where this fan turned stalking Hyunjin into a full-time work. She told her idol that she was the one protecting him from stalkers, but actually she was the one sitting outside his office for 15 hours a day, using his stolen phone number to manipulate his life, stole money from the fandom, vehicle tracking, and a betrayal that changed the K-pop community forever. This video was made possible thanks to the work of this YouTuber Skizisa. She's a Russian YouTuber who brought this case to the light thanks to the exclusive interview with her guest Tanya Grit, which is one of the key witnesses and direct victim of this story, involving a major scandal in the Russian fandom because of this fan influencer Anya, known as Anya Blessed Kiwi, who lives in South Korea, and I think more people should know about this case. So what happened? The scandal centers on two main pillars: the Sasaeng, the stalking behavior of Anya, and a financial fraud targeting fellow fans during the Stray Kids concert in Korea. Anya, known as Blessed Kiwi, allegedly built her brand on closeness to Stray Kids, specifically Hyunjin. However, she is a known Sasaeng who actually memorized license plates of cars of the members and their managers to track their arrival at the JYP building. She spent 15 plus hours waiting at the airport and at the company parking lots. She purchased Hyunjin's private number and manipulated her friends to text him messages constantly. This case is a massive reminder of how easily trust can be weaponized in a fandom. Hi everyone, I'm Christina, and here I talk about different K-pop topics. If you want to see more videos, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out my future videos. Thank you! The ticket and merch scam. In K-pop, proxy or group order, managers are trusted to buy items physically, which are available only in Korea, and ship them internationally. Anya used this legitimate business model to create a self-sustaining financial trap. Using her insider status, she offered to help fans to buy concert tickets and merchandise. She then would collect large amounts of money upfront for bulk orders of albums and merchandise. Instead of immediately purchasing the full order, she used this capital to fund her own lifestyle in Seoul and to fund her stalking activities. And later, fans arrived in Korea for their concert that they bought through Anya, but they found out only an hour before the concert that these tickets never existed. She allegedly used this money to buy herself VIP tickets for concerts for the same shows that she promised to others. She would guilt-trap victims who questioned her, claiming she was doing her best while ignoring their messages, building the trust. So who is this girl? Anya is a Russian stay who moved in Korea in 2021. She built a Telegram channel where she acted as the fandom's sister. I don't know, here in the West, Telegram isn't, I feel like it's not that big, but like in Russia, Telegram is mainly, it's used like Instagram or like a big community chat where you follow that one person and they update on their life. It's like Instagram but more personal. So yeah, that's why she got a big following on this channel. So in the interview, Tanya explains that she got in contact with Anya through social media. That's how she found her. And at first, Anya was very helpful and even bought concert tickets from a reseller for $300. So Anya also ran a proxy shop in Korea. She used her presence in South Korea to buy limited merch and concert tickets. She would collect the money from bulk orders, and when the album arrived, only Anya and her roommate got the copies, while the major part of the people didn't get anything. To explain these missing items, Anya would claim that the shop was too late, or the store lost the order, or that the photo cards were damaged. To buy more time when she couldn't fulfill her orders, she would offer her own photo cards as gifts and as a fake gesture of kindness for these misunderstandings, knowing that she would never actually ship the items that people purchased. She was using fan money as a personal loan. She built a whole resource base. She surrounded herself with people that felt indebted to her, making them impossible to call her out without feeling like they were betraying a friend. Yeah, she was pretty much manipulating them. A concert nightmare. She exploited the fear of the Korean ticketing system. When Stray Kids announced their shows in Seoul, Anya promised around 15 people that she would get them the best floor seats for the shows. She claimed that she had a Korean contact bots and charged massive premiums for her work. In reality, ticketing was open for everyone with a membership, but she banked on the fans' fear of the impossible Korean ticketing system. On the day of the concert, victims like Alina Miao, she's a popular TikToker, she arrived at the stadium and Anya went silent, like completely ghosted her. Imagine flying from Russia to Seoul, spending thousands on flights, only to stand in front of the Gocheok Skydome and have your friend ghost you. Same thing basically happened with also Tanya. She found Anya like an hour before the show, and Anya was disheveled with red eyes, with a whole crying face, spinning a web of lies, claiming her Korean contact wasn't answering her phone, so she couldn't get tickets. But soon it was revealed that Anya didn't even try to buy those tickets. Instead, she took their money and bought herself the best seat in the stadium. She even posted on social media during the concert, trying to sell extra seats to make even more profit, while her friend was outside crying. The Sasaeng Lifestyle. This wasn't a hobby. Anya's entire life evolved around JYP. Her job was actually sitting outside a closed cafe to JYP building for 15 hours plus per day. Insane. She and her group of followers had a database of every license plate belonging to JYP, of staff and the Stray Kids members themselves. They could literally identify a car from far and know exactly which member was arriving for dance practice. Then Anya allegedly bought the private cell phone number of Hyunjin through data brokers. What's even worse of this is that she didn't just stalk, she was trying to be like the good kind of fan, to make it look like she was the one actually saving him. She asked her friends to text Hyunjin without them even knowing whose number it was, and she sent messages like, "I'm sorry these Chinese fans bothered you at the restaurant. I told the manager to stop them." These messages were sent after the incident at a restaurant where Hyunjin went just to have lunch or dinner. I don't know, I'm not quite sure. But I know that there were a lot of Chinese Sasaengs, and Anya was also there. I mean, basically she just went to the manager and made these other stalker fans like go away. I mean, she didn't even realize that she was basically one of them. Like, girl, what were you doing there? So she believes she was actually protecting Hyunjin, following him around, which is insane. And she said that he would actually recognize her in a crowd as his loyal protector. Like, these words, she actually wrote them in her Telegram channel. Yeah, a bit delusional. Anya wasn't just a toxic fan, she was actually an ange, which is basically a toxic fan that only supports one member while hating the others. Fundamentally, she broke down the trust of the Stray Kids fandom. Evidence surfaced that she would post hateful comments, specifically about Felix for some reason, mocking his appearance and encouraging hate towards him. This behavior is very damaging towards Stray Kids and towards the fandom itself, because it creates big divisions in the fandom. By promoting hate on other members, she was actively harming the group she claimed she loved for the sake of her solo obsession. The social fallout. So how did the story end? Tanya finally exposed Anya and posted a massive exposure thread with screenshots and bank statements with all the money that she sent. The story broke out of the K-pop bubble. Major news outlets and even non-K-pop journalists started to report it, and Anya, despite making money off the Russian fans, she expressed deep Russophobia, made xenophobic comments about them, saying that they don't respect the Korean culture, and calling her own buyers stupid for asking questions about their orders. And she was stating that she would fight anyone that would sit next to her if they were Russian at the concert. So after the whole exposure, Anya didn't even apologize. It wasn't just a digital fraud. She allegedly stole money from her friend's apartment. So since Tanya decided to post all the evidence against Anya, this thread blew up, reaching journalists and major Telegram channels that spread news. And instead of apologizing, Anya she deleted her whole chat history. She set her channel to private and basically disappeared from the internet. She told friends that she didn't feel like apologizing, like she did nothing wrong. And this unfortunately isn't a unique case. I've heard of cases of fraud, of ticketing fraud, especially in the fandom, of other creators that seem like online they're very helpful with buying merch and stuff, but instead they buy themselves more tickets for more dates and stuff like that. So maybe I would do a part 2 of another creator that did that. Let me know in the comments down below. So fans basically trusted her because she was there in Korea, but just because someone lives in Korea, it doesn't make them your friend or a good person. K-pop is built on love and community, but people like Anya use that as a weapon for financial and personal gain. So if you see Sasaeng behavior online, please report it. This fallout also revealed, while many fans actually were horrified with the whole story, a small toxic portion of the fandom actually reached out to Anya asking about her stalking guidance and different methods. And this highlights how dangerous this ange behavior is. So please don't consume content that comes from stalking and don't distribute it. Let's not give these people more clout because they definitely don't deserve it. Protect the artists and most importantly, protect each other. This case is a massive reminder that proximity doesn't always equal trust. I want to hear your thoughts. How can we as a fandom protect each other from these scams and these kind of toxic fans? Leave your comments down below and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!